Welcome back to Seneschal, everyone. Sorry for the break. I had some family and work stuff make it really difficult to get things written and recorded. That being said, counting down to the days till Chapter Approved comes out, and hoping to see some teases maybe next week if we're lucky. Also, I've been able to get some reading done, so I figured I would take a day and talk about some Sisters of Battle literature Black Library has created, and give some brief thoughts. Today we'll go over 3 of James Swallow's outings, Red and Black, Heart and Soul, and lastly, Faith and Fire. If people seem to like it and are interested, I just picked up The Bloodied Rose by Danny Ware, so I may do that next time, and I need to get through Hammer and Anvil as well to round out James Swallow's entries. Let's start with 2 short stories, Red and Black. We follow the exploits of Celestine Myria as she is tasked by her canoness to investigate and pass judgment on a world that has been long cut off by warp storms, but has just made contact again in order to determine if they have been tainted or be able to rejoin the Imperium of Man. The extra twist is that the envoy from the planet is a replique, a genetically engineered human, apparently technology that is alive and well on the planet of Holos, but lost to the rest of the Imperium. Myria's could be expected by most of the Imperium, immediately has reservations about the replique, but is shocked as she sees it praying to the God Emperor as she does. The sisters are joined by an adept of the Mechanicus, both to study the replique but also to find the data from the lost research facility. The sisters arrive on the planet, learn more about the replique, their original purpose, and what caused the deviation that allowed Holos to be in the position it is. Without going into complete spoilers and giving away the story, Myria is forced to make a very difficult choice in order to save the planet from the forces of chaos. I really enjoyed the story. It gave a look into a sister who is absolutely a faithful servant of the Emperor, but also doesn't just blindly move, but considers information, changes her opinion, lets her continue to be a loyal servant of mankind while not being the same sister she was at the beginning. A great read, and one that I would recommend. Next, we dive into Heart and Soul, the most recent of the stories that I'm going over today, and another dip into the story of Sister Myria, albeit at a later date after the events of the other novels, and has some other returning characters, which leads to a nice scene. Myria and her sisters of the Order of Our Martyred Lady are attempting to hunt down and kill the Iconoclast, a Chaos warlord who has burned and created war throughout the Segmentum, all while causing the deaths of many sisters and innocents. They have brought the Iconoclast to bay and are preparing to finish the fight, unmask the heretic, and bring them to justice when the Order of the Valorous Heart swoop in on Thunderhawks in order to bring the heretic to justice themselves. After heated exchanges between the two groups over who shall end the Iconoclast, a detente is had, but it doesn't last long as the Sisters of the Valorous Heart break through the Skitarian gun drones in order to gain access to the heretic while the other sisters are further from the lines. Myria races in after them, and the Coronate Heretic and a Dark Secret are unmasked. This is probably one of my favorite stories, as we get to see more than just the Order of Our Martyred Lady, and also some shocking revelations concerning the Sisters of the Battle and their fight with Chaos. Absolutely worth a read. I really hope that some of this and some of the themes make their way into future model releases, especially concerning Muriel Sabathiel and the rumors of Slanesh releases. Probably not, but I have dreams. Lastly, we have the full-length novel Faith and Fire. This takes place between the events of Red and Black and Heart and Soul. This novel delves deeply into the structure of the Imperial Church, the way the Emperor is worshipped from planet to planet, and the struggle against the Witch. It also has a very cool description of a full army of sisters being brought to bear on the forces of a noble who allied himself with a rogue psyker and criminals. The novel very strongly shows the emotional toll of the fighting and the loss of comrades on Myria. It also includes a fascinating look into how a sister becomes a repentia, along with the ritual that comes with that. Myria will not be stopped, including by orders from fulfilling her original mission of delivering the rogue psyker Taurus Vaughn to justice. Vaughn is an absolutely fascinating character, and a villain you enjoy reading about and seeing him interact with a multitude of characters. The final conflict was one I couldn't put down until I read through to its conclusion. Watching Myria as well as the Hospitaller Sister Verity change, sacrifice, and stop at nothing to complete their mission is just a great read that drew me in. We see a lot of gray in the world, also in the actions of Myria herself. She's not just a killing machine, but also a person impacted by her emotions and her sense of what the action that must be taken in order to do the right thing, even if that means doing something she wouldn't otherwise be happy or comfortable with. This novel was a great read, and while I may prefer Heart and Soul due to some of the themes and implications, Faith and Fire is an absolutely a close second, and without the characterization and growth in Faith and Fire, Heart and Soul would not likely have meant as much to me as it did. Absolutely recommend it wholeheartedly. I hope you enjoyed these quick looks into the stories I read, and would love to know what you thought if you had a chance to read these. If you haven't, head to your local game store, pick up a copy of the Sisters of Battle Omnibus so you can read them. If you prefer audiobooks, Faith and Fire and Red and Black have audiobooks you should look into. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like to see more of this. I can hardly wait for Chapter Approved, and as soon as we have that, I'll be doing a Beta Codex breakdown. After that, I've gotten practice games in. I'll give some updated thoughts. But I guess I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself, as we haven't even gotten the book or any more peaks since the one from Blood and Glory. Have fun in your wargaming, and Ave Imperator.